Hello, I'm Helen Moore. I'm the editor of Client Culture, and I've been asked to speak briefly about that and to read a few of my poems. So that's what I will do. So this is Client Culture magazine. It is an arts and humanities magazine, and we are artists and community type people, activists, and people who are interested in exploring topics through the lens of the arts and humanities. And we're generally against the idea of the commodification of the arts. So the arts is primarily for the arts. This is our first series. This is called the Readdressing the Mayflower series. This is Journey, issue 1. Land, Place and Home, issue 2. This is Education, issue 3. And this is Hope and Fear, issue 4. They are great little magazines. We did a zine swap with the Unfamiliars, and I have loads of their zines, and I've been sharing them with people, and people are very impressed. So this is the first series, Readdressing the Mayflower, and it was about the Mayflower. So that is the boat that originally took the Pilgrims to America, where they colonized and settled. And so Client Culture is about exploring subjects through the arts and humanities and looking at things, discussing things, exploring things, looking at history, education. And in this case, education was really heavily important because of how the story of the Pilgrims had been mistold. And we wanted to disseminate that information as we were exploring and finding out about it ourselves. This series has podcasts that run alongside it as well. The best place to find the podcasts is through our Instagram page, which I think has a link to the podcast, which is Client Culture. We also have Facebook, which is also Client Culture, and Twitter, which unsurprisingly is also Client Culture. So do follow us on there. These are £4 each. Obviously at the moment you can't get hold of them through me, but if you wanted to, you could contact me, message me. Yeah, I'm very proud of it, and I've just got a new bunch of recruits, really interesting bunch of artists, to be honest, and we are going, this is an exclusive, we are going to look at the idea of place and space and nature, and pulling all those things together. Similar to Unfamiliars, they're looking at home. We looked at land, place and home in issue 2, and I just wanted to share an artist with you that I like, because the first female artist mentioned Rachel Whiteread. I wanted to mention another sculptor, female sculptor called Emily Joy. Her work here, where it's similar in a way, is very much looking at space, but she uses soil and packs soil into different things. Like here is a desk. I saw another piece of her work where it was a boat filled with soil, and I really like her work and think it should get spoken about a lot. So we have poetry, art. Shall I do a quick flick? There's Emily Joy, essays. There's my friend Lorna, who does drumming. with Celebrate Your Heartbeat, she is talking about her journey from Scotland, her land, her place, her home. And we have another artist, Jessica Lewins, who has just joined the client culture team as well. And this piece is about home, and you can't really see that she's actually produced this piece to be on the wall. So she's at PCA, and she created all these little wooden stumps, I think, from looking at her Instagram. I'm not sure how I know this. And she would sort of lay on it like that, and then somehow got the duvet on the wall. So she's like laying on the wall as though she's in bed. We've got Ethan Pennell, who does a lot of illustrating on folklore in Dartmoor. She's here. A really good photographer I'd highly recommend looking up on Instagram, and the stories that he puts into his photography is Joseph Murphy. He is a very interesting photographer. The quality of work, this is probably my favourite. The quality of work is really good. And some fantastic artists, and we have a regular section, sorry I'm going on a bit now, but we have a regular section called Nighttime Walks, where I walk around and interview someone at night time, in a place where the interviewee chooses, and I get to walk around with them and discover somewhere that they like to go, where it's peaceful, and yeah, have a look around that area. This one was with Margaret Corvid, who is a writer. She's also a Labour councillor, and yeah, she's really interesting activist here. Yeah, who else is there to talk about? There's loads. And then we did a Forget Me Not project where I gave away seeds with the first issue, and then asked people to send in pictures for the second issue. So a lot of work, a lot of time, and it's a really good magazine. So I was thinking about the idea of home. So I've got a poem on gardening, as I'm a gardener as well, I do community gardening, and everything into locks and all the different areas that I work together. So if that makes any sense. So I thought I'd read you the gardening poem first, so I should probably get on. People ask me why I like gardening. Sometimes I wonder if it is gardening I like. It's the same when people ask what sort of art do I make. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not a very marketable answer. There is no easy way to describe it. Maybe it is very convoluted. But I like the forgotten things, looking around my immediate environment and exploring it, feeling excited to play with the ideas and spending time thinking about it. I like the overlooked things, the broken things, and finding a way, helping in some way to give it a voice, and to remind everyone that just because it is ugly, there is beauty in it. And I've come to realise that this is a reflection of me. This is me wishing someone was there to help me. I like to be alone in the garden. I can see things grow. It reminds me there is a natural flow to life outside of what I know. I like there's no hierarchy and I don't feel stupid. It's just me reflecting on my environment. And I like that it reminds me that to grow we all need a little bit of care. We need food and water and someone to read to us. And I like running my fingers through the soil and smelling it and getting all those happy chemicals from it. It reminds me I don't need to drink or do drugs to be happy. There's no anxiety to be funny, There's no reason to be worried. I am not good or bad there. A seed is a seed and it will grow there. And even when I feel suffocated and want to just sleep, I can achieve one thing, and that one thing brings in birds and bees and cats, caterpillars looking for food, finches making nests, and even dried up looking rubbish can be repurposed. Everyone and everything has a story. A flower might remind someone things could get better, and you don't have to have lots of money or energy or experience to have that effect. And the trees make the paper, and that can decompose too. And your life might be hard, but that paper will turn back to earth. And even when you're lonely, the wind will still brush your face. All these molecules in this dance of life, unstoppable and interactive and out of your control. And it's simple interactions that can mean a lot. Flowers where flowers shouldn't grow, birds still visiting an area no one goes. Beauty being unstoppable against all the odds, and your hand just a process in all of this. So that's my poem on gardening. I wonder if I should read you the one on the Mayflower. So this is what happened after I did the project. All of my thoughts and feelings really flooded out into this poem. I wrote it very quickly, I didn't rewrite it, and a lot of people find it quite, have said they find it difficult to understand. It definitely takes a little bit of time, this poem, to understand, and this one is called We All Have All We Need When We Discover a Mission. Our forefathers said, I see her suspicious wanting eyes. She is a witch, I want her dead, and I want her plans too unread, mysteries to stay unsolved. My place is at the head of this place where everyone's dead. Your sugar, my sugar, it drips. They will say, it doesn't matter, stop making me feel to blame. My great, 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 etc., etc., says while sucking a lollipop, lick, lick, lick. It's all a fuss about nothing, with all its truth and misery. I am quite content in my fur-lined council tent. Oh, to lick, 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 drip, 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 spit, 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 chip, 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 chomp, 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 take, 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 romp, 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 hate, hate, hate. Well, I can see things may have changed, and it's good, because they act like it's nothing. They have no idea. They read the books I wrote, their books still unwritten. All those years of building and talking, making it up as we went along. So comfortable they are, all warm and messy. I'm quite the connoisseur. History is now unnecessary. Just all work, work, work. Bye, bye, bye. And competition. Cut down those trees. Free up the emissions. Freedom to take, to bake, to create a made-up cake. With their hands on their ears like children saying, it wasn't me, Columbus pushed him. As they kick, 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 close, 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 scalp, scalp, burn, chomp, 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 drip, 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 licking the corners of the new world. At gigs, I usually give the poem to an audience member at this point, and it's usually on cardboard so that they can recycle it, use it as mulch, or maybe keep it as a work of art. It's up to them. I'm okay, by the way. I've just sometimes I get a bit nervous, actually. Right, this is about my hands. Have a good look. It's my last poem. My hands, they are like a voice for my ideas. They fascinate me. They have been passed down from my family. My hands remind me of my nan and all those years she spent embroidering and my mum spent knitting. My hands pick up craft like they're magic. Even the shapes my fingers make when resting fill me with nostalgia. They unpick the tightest knot and figuring out problems are second nature to them. Nails half grown, nails half broken, nails filled with dirt, dyed purple, knuckles bent, curled in a circle, shapes unusual and small hairs not shaved. They have memory in them. And when I can't bear to look at anything else, I can always look at my hands. They really truly speak of so much strength. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for inviting me along, Gemma. And I really look forward to the zine online. I will have a look and a read. And yeah, I'm very honoured you asked me to come along and perform alongside these other talented female artists. Make sure to check out Client Culture and have a read of what we're doing, or a look, or get involved. Okay, take care.